The neighbor's mercy. The night was quiet except for the distant sound of rustling leaves when Yusuf finished his Isha prayer. He had just blown out the oil lamp when loud shouting shattered the peace. Glass shattered next door, followed by slurred curses. Again it was Khalid. Yusuf's wife Aisha sighed. Every night, the same disturbance. When will that man change? Yusuf remained silent for a moment before responding, maybe his burden is heavier than we know. Outside, Khalid stumbled against the wall of his small house, his breath reeking of alcohol. He kicked an empty bottle, sending it clattering across the stones. Yusuf watched from his doorway, then turned inside and poured a cup of cold water. Without a word, he stepped into the street and held it out. Khalid froze, his bloodshot eyes widening. For a heartbeat, neither moved. Then, with a snarl, Khalid knocked the cup from Yusuf's hand and staggered inside, slamming the door behind him. The next morning, Yusuf visited Aisha, the elderly woman who had lived in the village longer than anyone. What made Khalid this way? He asked. She stirred her tea slowly. He was not always like this. Years ago, he was a soldier, strong and respected. Then war took his family, his wife, his children. When he returned, the bottle became his only companion. Yusuf's chest tightened. No wonder Khalid's eyes held so much rage. Days passed. Then, one evening, Yusuf found Khalid collapsed in the alley, his face burning with fever. The villagers stepped around him, muttering about his sins, but Yusuf lifted him, carrying him home. He stayed the night, changing damp cloths on Khalid's forehead. When Khalid awoke, he found Yusuf dozing in a chair beside him. Confusion twisted his face. Why? Would you help me? Yusuf opened his eyes. Because Allah loves mercy. Khalid turned away, but not before Yusuf saw the wetness in his eyes. Weeks later, the nightly noises stopped. One evening, instead of drunken shouts, Yusuf heard soft sobs through the wall. At dawn, he found Khalid sitting outside, his head in his hands. I can't keep living like this, Khalid whispered. Yusuf placed a hand on his shoulder. Then let me help you. Slowly, Khalid began to change. He stopped drinking. He started praying. The villagers whispered, some in admiration, others in doubt. When a shopkeeper refused to sell to Khalid, Yusuf stood beside him. He is not the man he was, Yusuf said firmly. One night, Khalid came to Yusuf's door, holding out a bag of coins. For the medicine you bought me, and the kindness I didn't deserve. Yusuf shook his head. Keep it. Help someone else when you can. Khalid's hands trembled. I don't know how to thank you. Yusuf smiled. Thank Allah. He guided you. I was only a means. From that day, Khalid became a different man. He repaired homes for the elderly, fed stray animals, and even stopped a fight between two drunkards, the way Yusuf had once stopped him. One evening, as they sat under the stars, Khalid asked, Why did you never give up on me? Yusuf looked at the sky. Because if Allah had given up on sinners, he would have never created me, or you. Khalid bowed his head, and for the first time in years, he wept without shame. End period.